So recently I've been trying to inform my clients and inform my friends and neighbors, people that live in my service area, really what's going on with the inventory in our area, and to try to explain that we've got an inventory crisis, like what's going on with real estate, with prices and things like that. But it's really the inventory side's driving everything. There's just a complete lack of inventory in our area, in our state, and really across the country. Daily, we check the MLS, check all of our neighborhoods that we work with generally, and day after day, there's huge neighborhoods, 5, 6, 7, 800 homes, one house for sale, 0 houses for sale, 2, where we used to have 15 or 20 houses for sale. So really what's driving so much, which inventory, when there's no inventory, you've got more buyers fighting for those homes. That's what drives up the price. When you've got multiple offers, 2 offers, 3 offers, 10 offers, all of those buyers competing for that very limited inventory, that's really what's driving the price up. But the real question is, why do we have such limited inventory? So I was doing some investigation today, just reading some statistics, just really getting to look at the market. And I went to the National Association of Realtors website, and there are a couple of stats that really jumped out at me today, really kind of hit me. One of them, they said, was the typical first-time home buyer is 35 years old, and that's actually a year down from last year. They said that last year it was 36 years old, and 35 years old as a first-time home buyer, that's incredible to me. I would have thought you would have said 25. I never would have thought that would have been 35 years old before you buy your first home. And they also said that the typical repeat or second-time buyer, the average age is 58 years old. I'm just looking back at, so many people I know in my life, and I couldn't imagine your second home at 58. I mean, 58 years old, that's really a downsized purchase. That's not an upsized purchase. So it really, was showing me that, hey, at 35 years old, people are really, they're not buying starter homes. They're bypassing the starter home. They're really looking at, hey, what's this house that I want that my family and I can live in until we're ready to downsize. So that's just kind of an interesting stat right there that, when I was growing up, so many people were looking at that starter home that was, a 1 or 2 bedroom, something small, maybe a townhouse, maybe, a small little ranch or somewhere that you could, you got married in, you might have had 1 or 2 kids. And then, as your family grew, as the kids got bigger, you were looking for that next home. But that was normally in your, low 30s, mid 30s. So to see these 2 stats is really clearly how things have shifted in the last 10, 20 years. Another interesting stat that really jumped out at me was the typical home seller is 63 years old. And that's kind of really telling. When I look at our past clients in the last year or two, that's definitely representative of the people that we're working with. The vast majority of our clients have been seniors. I would say 63 is probably one of the younger clients we've worked with. A lot of the people that we've been working with are much older. And most of those sellers, who's selling right now? Who is this 63 and up class that's selling? It's people. A lot of people that are they're downsizing. They'd like to move into senior living, or a lot of them are moving out of state because they want to be closer to friends and family. But that's really what we're seeing is driving is either downsizing, moving into senior living, or moving out of state to be close with friends and family. But what's the underlying cause of all of these shifts? And it's really interest rates. I mean, we really get down to where never in modern history have we seen interest rates go from 3% all the way up to 7% in a year, 18 months. Right now, the federal government saying that the average home price is $420,000 for the average sale in America, and that's substantially up than 4 or 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, it was $217,000, and now we've almost doubled it. We're at $420,000. But if you just look at numbers, a 30-year mortgage at 3%, this is not including taxes and insurance. This is just principal and interest. It's $1,771. The same 30-year mortgage at 7% is $2,794. That's almost $1,023 difference. So $1,000 difference. So if you've got half the country that are locked into interest rates that are at 3% or less, and they're only paying $1,700, why would they want to move that? I mean, the cost difference is going to be so, the pain of that financial decision to move from the house that we're in into a bigger house, it's just prohibitable for most people. Wages just haven't come up that much. But economics is something that definitely changes. You know, as the tides change, so do economics, and so do different things. So just stay tuned. Let's just keep watching what's going on. We're gonna definitely see a shifting market through the winter. I'm predicting. I definitely think that we've seen home sales being on the market, time on the market has definitely went up, meaning that it's taken longer to sell houses. We've definitely seen less buyers in the market. We're seeing less people. You know, we're not seeing 10 offers. We're seeing 1, maybe 2. We're seeing, you know, days on the market going from 5 days to 45 days. So it's definitely a change in market. What we're really hoping for is that things just normalize. We'd like to get some inventory. When a buyer calls, we'd like to say, yes, we have some homes we can show you. You know, when a seller calls, we'd like to say, yes, we can get your home sold, but it's not going to be the first weekend. It might be 30 days. But, you know, that's really what we're predicting for the next couple of months. So thanks a lot and stay tuned.